But who are these virtual assistants that are directly interacting with our partners, our employees, our customers? So the personas and personalities of these non-human agents, whether it's a chatbot or a VA, need to be based on that audience that they're engaging, the context of that interaction, the knowledge requirements of that audience, and the preferred delivery channels. So these artificial agents shouldn't pretend to be human, but rather embrace their botness, embracing this idea of bot transparency to demonstrate authenticity and respect, even in regions that aren't yet bound to do so by law. For example, we have Jay here. His goals are focused on learning more about website visitors, asking the right questions, and providing guidance through that website, thinking back to that statistic. Website users are more often than not engaging in that chatbot to find their way around. So by doing this, Jay demonstrates immediate value and closes the conversation with a next best step, a path to nurture messaging. And our next assistant here has slightly different goals and a bit of a different personality. So Trevor is an assistant with a bit more subject matter expertise, and he's triggered deeper in the website, in this example, on solution pages. So his goal is to help the buyer understand how a complex solution works, with the outcome of automating the process of scheduling a demo, helping both buyer and seller. And then finally, we have Sharon, and she's all business, targeting website visitors connected to an open opportunity. Her goal is to provide value and direction, helping to progress that opportunity to the next stage by connecting those conversations with non-human agents to human agents at the right time. And that transparency of non-human identity that we just chatted about, this also creates an added perception of value in those handoffs, in these hybrid approaches to conversations that do cross non-human and human agent types, in addition to multiple delivery channels. So as we think about persona development, we need to take into consideration attributes such as job role, intent, user preference, and watering holes. The knowledge domain and subject matter expertise of these conversations and their agents need to align to the needs, the challenges, and the interests of the audience in their language. The character should be a cultural fit with the brand, with empathy for the buyer's current state and the ability to understand and activate based on what motivates those diverse audiences to engage. And key decisions and outcomes providing direction for dialogue should be based on helping both buyer and seller, keeping in mind the immediate goals for the interaction, along with the long-term goals and business objectives for that program overall. So what makes a good conversation? Introduced by philosopher of language Paul Grice, the cooperative principle of effective conversational communication assumes that participants are truthful, informative, relevant, and clear in pursuit of a mutual goal or direction of conversation. And what better North Star for business conversations can we have? So we'll start to break these down a little bit. This maxim of quality requires truth, transparency, expectation setting, and follow through. The maximum of quantity is all about that information exchange, making data, insights, and context available across systems and using that as an input into conversation and an output of that interaction that helps us determine what is that next best. And relation is what drives relevance. The buying group provides additional context for B2B conversations. So we need to understand the industry, the makeup of that buying group, the role that each member plays in the decision process, and the job role of those individuals. This all contributes to the specialized language that our buyers and customers use to evaluate, implement, utilize, and even advocate for those solutions to their business needs. And finally, we have manner, which brings us to clarity. So language is a social construct and an expression of identity for both participants in a conversation. And it's governed by the conventions and norms that drive connection and meaning in any conversation in any physical setting, whether that's a website, a mobile app, or even an online chat at a virtual event. So meaningful conversation uses the language of the individual in context of that group with its collection of personas and roles working together to access, share, and synthesize information. We need to do things like allow users to correct any misunderstanding of intent and consider localization requirements and cultural uses of language. So these four maxims of quality, quantity, relation, and manner should guide the design and automation of conversational interactions and the style of the virtual assistant that facilitates these conversations.